Champ, 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 champ.
Perfect, perfect, perfect,
champ, champ.
I was gonna rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one to stop me. Lynx, conqueror, no, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me.
Can't you tell? I've been doing well. Louis on my feet, with chromas and a Gucci belt. I've been doing well, yeah. I've been doing fine, man. You can go to hell, you were never worth my time, man. Never worth my time.
My name is Sean Kennedy from Hartford, Connecticut. Happy to be here. I was born here in Hartford, Connecticut, right off of Blue Hills Avenue, a little street called Colvick Street, if you're familiar with it. Yeah, man, born and raised there my whole life. I was raised with my grandfather and my grandma. Well, to me, they're my mom and dad. They've always been my mom and dad, and they'll always be they'll be known as my mom and dad to me. I've just been with them throughout my whole life, so they sort of just like took that role, and I really adopted it, like, and took it to heart. I've been looking for someone to ask me that question, actually, because it's been something that I've been thinking about as well recently. And now I'm sort of realizing that there really is a big differential in like generations. And when I was a kid, I remember like looking at my classmates and stuff and like just feeling like a little bit different inside, because like I see like all these people like giving their parents kisses and everything, and like I have my like grandparents coming in who aren't my actual parents, but there's just like a different sort of relationship there. And with them being a little bit like a generation older, the stuff that I was introduced to when I was at home was definitely different than my classmates. But I think now that I've been getting older and like I've been looking at the world in a little bit different way recently, I think that it's been shaping me into an absolute monster, and I can't wait to show the world what I'm capable of in the future. I think that they sort of had who they were figured out as a person, and I think that me having that to look up to when I was younger, it didn't really make sense to me then, but now it's helped me tremendously find who I think I am as an individual. And yeah, I think it's like really planted my feet in the ground and showed me what person that I really want to be. So I'd say the first thing that comes to my mind is my pops always being at my football practices and literally being at every single sporting event that I could ever possibly think of. Like, not even just like the games, but like literally being there at every single practice. Like, you know what, like, you know the type of, I'd like to say that it was pressure when I was a kid, but now I'm looking at it like he just wanted the best for me ultimately. But with the difference that comes into mind, I'd say is, who else's parent is really doing that? So that was one thing that I was thinking about. I was like, why is my pops the only one like here, like screaming at me if I mess up? Like when I was a kid, I used to be like, yo, like, why are you here? Like, leave me alone right now. Like, I'm trying to just do me. But he was there watching over me the whole time, and that was something that the other kids didn't have. Like, they were working, but like my pops was retired. Like they were just like different levels to certain things. To go along with the thing that you said about the like me asking myself why I was in certain places and why I couldn't say no, I'd say one big thing that I've mentally had to go through growing up was me just wondering why I was in certain positions in life. in hindsight, they were like amazing positions to be in. My grandparents put me through private school throughout my whole life. I think that one thing that like weighed on my mental heavy was I like to compare myself to people a lot, and that's something that has like its negatives and positives. And I think for my early childhood, I think it did a lot more negative than positive. It just like I'm going to school with kids whose parents own like hedge funds, and like parents who are just have money. I'm just going to, when I like go to my friends' houses and stuff, I'm going to people's mansions. I'm going to like, it's not like I'm going to like the slums. It's like I'm going to these crazy houses, and I'm looking around like, oh my god, like I want to be here. And then I go back home and it's just me and my grandparents in the crib that my grandfather's mom has owned. Like that house has been with us for hundreds of years. My grandma just passed away. She was 101. We've had that house for like, I've been in that house my whole life. So that was definitely one thing that weighed on my mental heavy, was just like comparing myself to people, wondering why I was in certain positions. And I think that with the comparison thing, it like also brought up the idea of like, it made me think about what others thought of me, and I think that was also a negative thing as well on my mental, because in like retrospect, I don't really have shit to really give to people. Like I don't have money to give to people. I don't have like experiences that I can give to people. But the people that I was going to school with, my friends, they were always doing stuff for me, always bringing me places, and I always felt like I wanted to give back to them in some way, but I never really could. So like I would just try to give like a full version of myself to them, and that's really all I could give type, because I knew at the end of the day when I went back home, it would just be me in my room with my grandparents type, you know. I don't think there's been like a situation where I've ever felt like I belong, to be honest. Like literally, I don't think there's ever been a single situation where I felt like I actually belong there. That's like the first time I've actually said that out loud, and it feels really good to say that. But like on some real shit, like I've literally, ever since I was born, I feel like I never was supposed to be here. Because of, I don't know, like I'm just like actually not, like my birth family isn't really from here, and like I made the decision to stay here for like very specific reasons that I don't think I needed to when I was that age, but I did. And I think the way that I chose to overcome that is to be the absolute best at anything that I've like set my mind to. And I think like with that, it just like caused me to shut out a lot of things, because like to be strong, I think to me was to not be able to like show any weakness on the outside. So I tried to like, damn bro, I don't know why I'm getting like emotional. So like yeah, I really never felt in place at any like educational institution, like any real friend group, except for my two best friends, like that really held it down, and they know who they are. But yeah, man, I just like, I feel like people always like looked at me in some sort of way. No, I don't know what like I did. It's not like I really did anything. But yeah, you just brought up my dad. I might as well just like start off with that story. But to get it on camera, yeah, my dad was like shot when I was 3 years old. I like can't remember. I don't remember what he looks like anymore. Like, I have like no memories anymore. I don't know what his voice sounds like. I don't remember. I don't have any memories. I think that wasn't a thought that ever came into my head until it was forced to. I think that I did an amazing job at shoving every secret that I wanted to keep from people down until I couldn't anymore. And I think the first time where I really thought about that was when I had an internship when I was in college at Trinity. And there was one day when I went home, and just the stuff that we had been talking about, like just the environment I was in, it was like anti-violence, like naturally the thoughts of my dad were going to be brought up. And I just remember one night I went on Facebook, and I didn't go on Facebook, but I looked at my dad's name on Google just to like see if there was anything on his name, because I just wanted to I wanted to know more about him. And I found the guy who shot my dad, and I looked up his name on Facebook. I found where he worked and like everything. And I went in the next day to the internship, and I talked to them, and I was like, and they had like a whole meeting with me, and I talked to them. I was like, hey, like I found the guy that shot my dad, and I really want to go talk to him and like just look him in his face and like see what actually happened. Well, it's not like I was gonna do anything bad. I just want to like actually know what happened. I've been doing like so much research trying to figure out what actually happened. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. It's just so fucking stupid. Like at the end of the day, shit is just dumb. But I had a conversation with them, and they told me that it would be smart not to do that, just because I don't know like what he's doing. I don't know what he's a part of. I know what type of timing I'm on, and I try to look for the best in everyone, and I think that everyone's like smart and thinks about their future and like repercussions and shit, but I guess not everyone really does that. But I just wanted to know what went through his head. Remember, I told him I wanted to look him in his face, in his eyes, and have a real conversation and ask him why he did what he did. What was the story around, like what happened? Like I like to think that I'm a very like accepting person. I give people the benefit of the doubt a lot, like way more than I should. I know what type of person I am, and I always look for that in other people. And I think that's something that I would have done for him, and that's why I was so confident and told them that I want to go talk to him. But he told me that I shouldn't, would be a smart idea, but recently that's another thought that's popped into my head, and I'm trying to fight the urge to just want to look him in his face and like either tell him that I forgive him, because like naturally I do, there's nothing I'm gonna do about it. Like it's not like I'm gonna like, no, that shit's just stupid. It's the dumbest cycle. Like why, literally why? But yeah, I don't know, it's just like, it makes me mad. And when it finally came to the forefront of my mind, I think I was like frustrated and confused at first, but now it's sort of like I just want clarity on things at the end of the day. I'd say I remember there was one specific moment when I started getting like fed up with my pops being around so much and like being on me, where it was, I remember there was just a stupid argument. It was a Sunday, and he obviously loves church. He loves going to church. I've always gone to church on Sundays when I was a kid. But I remember, it was like when I was in, I think it was when I was in high school or right when I was in college, I'd come back and I was like, yo, I do not want to go to church today. Like, what the, like, it's mad early. I was like out with my friends the night before. I was like, yo, I'm tired of going to church. Like, I never want to do this. Like, stop waking me up. And I remember like going, like yelling at him and screaming. I blasted out of nowhere. Like, it was some crazy stuff. I don't even remember. But I felt so bad. And I remember after that moment happened, he never came to any of my football practices, never did. Like, he obviously was there, but he didn't show as much effort as he used to. And I remember I was always asking, like, oh, like, why? Like I wonder why. And I honestly missed it. And I think that after that point happened, I really, really, really started going down, like, the wrong path. Just mentally, I thought that I could do everything my own way. Like, at that point, it was like, all right, but he's not gonna be here anymore, then I got this. Like, but it might have just been like a little bit too early for that. Like I had like, I don't know, I just definitely went down the wrong path. It was just hanging around the wrong people. I wouldn't say the wrong people, but I don't think that I had as much control over myself as I wanted to in the situations that I was in. But now that I'm older, I really started explaining myself to my pops and like just like being myself around him, which has been really nice. I felt before with him being always around, I didn't know his intentions. I thought he was just being like a stickler, like just being like a hound dog, like just over me all the time. But it was just because he cared and just wanted the best for me, and that wasn't something I realized. But now, like, I'm so appreciative, and he's like been such a great role model and just really made me an amazing man, and I can't wait to just like keep growing up and showing what I can do and carrying the or sort of what word am I looking for? Sort of not carrying his legacy, but like taking the things that I really appreciated and thought that were his best qualities and taking them and making them my own and showing them to the next generation. You're asking that question now. I think if you asked me that question like a few months ago, I would definitely give you a whole different answer. I feel within the last few months, like I've just been doing so much self-reflection and like just really thinking about how I can better my mind and stuff. And one of those things that I thought would be a resolution was talking to my birth family a lot more, and like gaining the clarity that I didn't have when I was younger. Like I'm a grown man now, like I can have a conversation with people and I hope that they don't feel like they have to withhold any information from me especially when it comes to my background. So like recently I had a whole conversation with her for like 2 hours, and that conversation did so much like positiveness for my mindset. I got clarity on a lot of questions that I had when I was younger, like things that happened with my dad, and like I have a whole brother and sister that I like my brother and sister are like, I think those two are the people that I've been like looking for in my life, that I just like haven't had. And I've been like, fuck. I feel like I've been like looking for those two in every single like friend group, every single like relationship, every single person I see, and I'm like constantly let down because they're not them. Like just like loyalty, just being able to talk to people like a sibling, like looking at someone like a brother, like looking at someone as a sister. And I think I might have like taken that like way too far with certain people that I thought could fit those roles. But like, it's like, bro, you're not my family. Like I shouldn't look at you with expectations of being someone that could fill that role. And like also for me, I feel like I could have possibly like reached out more, but I was just so spiteful with my mom because I thought that she just like left me here. But after our conversation, I realized that like wasn't entirely the case. But yeah, no, I feel like that plays into the me never fitting in here, because it's like I just want my family, but I just never had them. But yeah. I'd say I wouldn't like as much say creative, but I would say my energy was definitely into sports. Like I put all my aggression and my rage and my anger into football, and also I was good at it and it just came easy to me. So that's where I mainly put it. I say mainly, like maybe creatively, I definitely put it into my like relationships, especially with girls. I feel like that definitely, but yeah, no, I say I definitely put like my like energy into sports. And I don't know, maybe now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I just like put it into like myself and what I thought I wanted people to think of me. I think that's, oh, wait, that might actually be it. I think maybe I took all the energy and tried to like portray myself as something that I wanted people to think that I was, because I remember there was a time when I think I was like 5 years old and I just started off at Renbrook. I remember I told this girl, like, I was a 5-year-old kid, and I was like, yeah, my dad died, like, told her like the whole story, and she was like, you're lying, I don't believe you. And that shit stuck with me like forever, and that's not something that I realized until after I got my psychology degree at Trinity. It took me a whole degree to realize like the shit that was going on in my head as a kid. And I say, yeah, maybe that is where my energy went. Well, I didn't really want to hang the cleats up when the cleats got hung up. That was sort of like COVID started and my senior football season got canceled. So I was in like a super big lull at that. Like I was like down bad at that point because like I put my all in the football, and football like was my like crutch for a lot of things. And like even in high school, I like to wait till the last moment to like do things for some reason. Like even in high school, I waited until my senior year to really go off. And I didn't have my senior year in college to do that because like it got taken away last minute. When I did have to hang up the cleats, it just brought me back to before, like what I was mentioning, it just being in my room by myself with my grandparents, but this time it was just one grandparent instead of two grandparents. And that shit just really fucked my head up. I'm not good at just being alone in my thoughts. My mind is racing constantly. Like if you don't know me and like you talk to me, either you're gonna be like, oh, like why isn't Sean talking, or you're gonna be like, damn, you're like this, like shut the fuck up, like you have so many like different things that you're trying to like think about and say and do at once. It's been like hard trying to find a medium for that, but it's been something I've been working on. But and so I was just like lost as fuck, like just so lost. I didn't know what I was good at, didn't know what I wanted to do. But music was something that I had always also had, even like throughout as a kid. Like I was always like singing, I was always in band. I loved to do that shit. Like I had a tryout and audition for the Northern Regional Music Festival. That's like a whole like music choir from like the whole New England area, like when I was younger. But I just like never really thought that shit was cool, or thought that people would think that it was cool when I was a kid. So I like didn't like put my all into it because I wanted people to think of me like a certain way. That stayed with me throughout college. Like I remember there was this girl who was on the soccer team there. She told me one time when I was a freshman I should have tried out for the acapella team that they have at Trinity. And I was like, yeah, fuck that. Like that's like, there's probably weirdos that are on the acapella team. Like that's not cool. But now that I graduated, I'm like, fuck. Like I wish I did that. Cause like I'm really like I'm full speed with my music now. Like this is my passion. Like I'm doing what I want to. But like it was like, damn, I wish I did the acapella and shit back then. But yeah, just being in my room by myself, I like needed an outlet, and I'd always made beats and shit. So like I would just make beats and stuff, but like I never really wanted to like be loud in the crib because I didn't want to be loud for my pops. Like I don't know, it was either just because like I just wanted to be like a little shell and like cave in, or because I just didn't want to be disruptive or like let people know what I was doing. So I didn't have like any speakers or shit, so making the beats just wasn't as satisfying for me because I couldn't like hear the bass and everything. Like couldn't really like listen to what I would listen to, and it also just like wasn't doing the job for me creatively. So that's when I started so I was making the beats, and then there were like a couple of nights where I like had walked to the package store down the street on Blue Hills because my pops had taken my pops took the license plates off my car because he was tight that I went to go bust down his shawty real quick. And then I came back and it was during COVID, so like he was like, "You trying to get me killed?" Da, 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 da. I was like, "Damn, that's crazy." I woke up the next morning with fucking license plate taken off my car, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" So I was like, "All right, best." My pops went off to work, and I was like, "All right, I'm gonna go walk." I walked down to the Packy, went and bought a handle of Tito's or some shit, and I came back to the crib and just like drank the whole handle and was just like writing the tight beats on YouTube. And it was like ever since that, I sort of got in a cycle where I would go to the package store, get some alcohol, and then just record and just like have the headphones on and then just be able to hear my voice back. And that shit was just like so satisfying to me for some reason. Like I was able to like use my voice how I wanted to. I was able to like, if I wanted to scream, I could scream, but I could only do that when my pops was in the crib. And like when my pops was in the crib, then I would be able to use like my quiet like voice. So it like gave me the ability to like learn how to control the different dynamics in my voice. So I'd like definitely put that time, like that like COVID time period, as a time where I really got to like figure out what my voice could do. And sort of after COVID, like not like after COVID, but like I think it was that summer after COVID started and school was about to start back up, I had gotten some calls. Like this was like super early in my music career. This shit made no sense to me, but I was getting calls from like people that I wouldn't even think of would listen to my music. Like it was getting around and it just didn't make sense to me. But it served as my motivation to just keep going no matter what. And so like despite where I was in my mind, I knew that making the music and writing this shit was helping me in some way. I didn't know which way it was helping me in. I thought it was helping me mentally like get my shit out, but like it really wasn't, because I was just fucking drinking and doing like smoke. I was just doing all this shit on the side while I was simultaneously doing that. So like it was sort of like I was building two fucking bridges at the same time. Or not bridges, but like climbing up the same ladder to two different things at the same time. One of them being good and one of them just like ultimately leading me to where I was like a year ago. Yeah, no man, I've been through some shit with this music stuff, but it's my like outlet. Like I haven't found another outlet like I've had for music, in terms of just being able to say all this stuff that's been in my head in like a concise way, in whatever way that I want to say it. And like it's just like on my terms, and I can like, I don't know, I'm in full control of everything, and I don't have to have anyone put restrictions on anything. And I think that's why I love it so much. I'm not like a person that likes to go along with the status quo, I'd say. Like if someone were to tell me to do something, I think I'd find a way to do the exact opposite, but do it in a good enough way that that person will never say that I have to do it in that way again. But yeah, no, the music shit like makes me be me, and I love it. It's so nice. And I think that the last 3 years when I really started to like find myself in my artistry, I think now looking back on it, I'm like so proud of where I am right now. No matter like what I have done, I know that I'm just gonna keep working my ass off, because I know that throughout that, the music has made my work ethic like crazy. It doesn't even matter with the music at this point. It's like my music has shown me that I can literally do anything that I set my mind to, which is crazy. And it just so happens that my main passion is the music, so I'm going to keep doing this because there's no shot that I'm stopping at it, because I set my mind to it. But yeah, no, that's it. Being able to like be in the booth and just say whatever I want to is like, that's like my fucking candy as a kid. The first heads that I got linked up with the music show were Decomposer and Dev. But us three were the OG Lost Ones, like on some real shit. Lost Ones, like this. When I do this, like this means something. Like there's two heads. Like you know how like the Illuminati has like their fucking triangle or whatever the fuck. That shit is dumb. Like everyone knows where my heart lies. Everyone knows what everyone's heart lies. Like I think that shit is stupid, but to play into the artistry and stuff, I did this symbol for a reason, and it's to show that you know, with the triangle, you got the one person at the top and you have the two people at the bottom. I'd never want to be in that position in anything. I want to always bring people up, and I want myself to be at the base. And I did this to try to symbolize that. I do this shit for like all for a reason. So in my mind right now, I know that I got Decomposer and I got Dev, and I'm right here just holding this shit down at the end of the day. And I know that true to my heart, but I gotta do some shit. I can only do so much here in Connecticut in terms of the music stuff. I want to be able to come back and like actually do some stuff for the creatives that are really here. I want to be able to put everyone's name on, but I gotta be like put my name on first, because no one knows who the fuck Sean Kennedy is right now, and that's something that I want to change. I was like so shocked. I was mad surprised, because like I said, there's just been like so many things throughout my journey where I've just been like, whoa, like that shit is crazy. Like I'm honored, like I'm so honored, I'm blessed, but I don't know if I like deserved it. I think that I make fire music. I think I make the best music out of anyone. Like I don't think that anyone's music competes with mine. I don't think that anyone's artistry competes with me, because I'm true to myself, and that's what I demonstrate through my art. And like I would literally never release any music where I don't think that I have actually gone through this. Like these heads, they know who I am and what I've gone through. They've been with me through everything. They know, like they've literally been with me while I've been making these songs. Like I do not cap. Like I really speak my truth through this shit. But when he put me on the list, I think that I was surprised and shocked, because I haven't showed everyone what I really want yet, and I think it was just a little bit premature, but I was honored. I got Slacker and a few singles out. I'd say Better Than You is my day. I definitely wake up every single morning, look myself in the mirror and say I love you. I think doing that one thing every morning has helped me tremendously. I've started doing that this past year, and I felt like my confidence and everything has just started to come back. And I started to feel like a little like, I don't know, I just wasn't who I was, and I think it was just because I was going through like a transitional period from being the athlete to really being who I am. So like I was just unsure of myself a little bit, but I've been doing that every single morning. I've just felt like so much more confident in like myself. So Better Than You definitely is something that I wake up to every morning. I don't think when I made Better Than You, it wasn't to be cocky, it was to motivate myself, because I think that I'm an incredibly competitive person, and I do best when I have someone to compete against. And so I made that song so that I can always compete against everyone, because you can't really listen to a song talking about, like, imagine you hear on the radio, I don't know, let me think of an example. Like you're talking to someone you've never met before, and they say to your face that they think you're better than them. Like it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, no, you're not. But like, so I wanted to just like get that out of the air already, so that I can always just be better than who I was yesterday, so that I can continue to be better and better and better. I don't know. It's just something that pushes me. People can take it how they want to, but that's how I use it. I'd say for my like noon lunchtime, I'd say Out My Mind. I'd say that because that was in a very weird like middle part of my life, just to go along with like the noontime with lunch and shit. But I'd say that was just a very just like questionable, but like you still got shit that you have like got on your mind, but like you don't know how to get it out type. I'd say that's why that song definitely serves that purpose. Actually, no, I take that back. I think Out My Mind and Drugs They Lie are both my night times. Those are both my night times. You just really have to listen to those. You have to listen to what I'm saying in them. And the whole Slacker project, just to say, I don't know if I want to say this on camera, but like that whole project, I like really assumed the role of that shit way too much. Like I don't know, I just like took that shit way too seriously and just lost myself in the process. And I think that also plays into the lost ones things a lot. And yeah, I don't know if I really have like a lunch. I think Go to Hell might be my lunch. That's like a midday, try to get yourself to the end. And then you got Out My Mind and Drugs Stay Alive for like nighttime, like just dark shit. That's one thing that I've sort of been trying to figure out, honestly, because when I first started making music, my audience was just me. I made music for me, and that's one thing that, like, it helped me the most. Like, I found the most fulfillment from that. And I'd say probably right now I'm gonna make music for people, or not I'm going to make you, I have made music and I'm going to release music for people that don't know exactly where they are in life, but they know that there is a brighter side on the other side, and you're gonna get there at some point. You just have to believe in God's timing and everything will happen. Yo, Sean Kennedy. That's the artist. Sean Kennedy, all word, one caps. Put it together. Do not put a space. Don't fuck up the spelling. I want everyone to know who my name, like, I want everyone to know who Sean Kennedy is and what I stand for, and that's just greatness. I use that as my actual name because it's not my birth name, so I figured that would suffice as an artist name too, so I didn't have to come up with the third one. I thought it was just redundant to have to do that, but at the same time I can still stay true to myself, which is nice, and that's something I'm always gonna do. I need to figure out any possible way to become the rock star that I want to be. Has got to hop on the wave or get lost, and I'm in that process of just finding my path right now, because I know what my goals are and I'm going to achieve them no matter what. And I'm just excited to really be in a position to release all my music and create how I want to create and put out the stuff that I want to put out. I'd say that you need to put yourself first, because at the end of the day you're going to be the result of anyone's actions, and you're going to get to a certain point where those actions are going to be your responsibility, and whatever person you become is going to be your responsibility. And one thing to always remember is that it's okay to forgive, and it's also okay to not forget. My name is Sean Kennedy, all capital letters and one word on all streaming platforms. It's Sean Kennedy with a 4 instead of the A on Instagram and YouTube. And there's lost ones all around Hartford. There's gonna be lost ones everywhere, so when you see this, just know I'm there too. Actually, one story when I was in church that stuck with me was the story about when Jesus got his feet washed. For some reason, I've always made it like a thing for me to like not have clean shoes on. I don't know whether it was just because like it's not like I couldn't afford to get clean shoes. It's just I never felt the need to want to like have my feet clean. And like along with the self-reflection I've been doing recently, I feel like it's because I haven't been living like a clean life. I haven't felt like I've been clean, and I didn't think that I had like deserved a right for my feet to be clean. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm on my way there, and once I do get there, I think that will be the time where I can finally start wearing my white shoes. So I wanted to make that a thing and sort of bring that along with all the lost ones and make that known that it's for a purpose and not just because I'm a bum because it's next to buy a pair of shoes. Like what? It serves a greater purpose in that, and it's all about goals, and it means something when you achieve the goals that you set your mind to.
Baby, can't you tell? I've been doing well. Louis on my feet with chromas and a Gucci belt. I've been doing well, I've been doing fine, man.
Shout out to Chattin with Champ. Oh my gosh, bro, I've been wanting to do this for so long. I know we've been talking about this shit for mad long. Thank you so much for just being around and being very like eager to actually want to do this. Your work ethic, I've watched all your videos. Like your work ethic is crazy, and it's super motivating for me as well. So good shit to Chattin with Champ, and thank you guys for tuning in, honestly.
It's not even from the late, like whoa. You cut me in my low, parties in my room.